Drop City, episode 5. We got a special guest today. Gat's in the building. What up? How you doing?
I'm here. I'm
Hell
alive.
yeah, bro. We appreciate it.
Living life.
Right? Yeah. Living life. You know, or life's living me. I don't know.
Word. Man, I've been waiting for this interview because there's a lot of you've been through a lot of shit. Like, so it seems, like.
How long you been rapping? Like,
seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
2012-ish. So yeah, about 7 years. 7 years, like actually pursuing it as something to do outside of my bedroom, you know?
Word.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What influenced you? Like, who did you have somebody that was just above you that like you idolized, or was it more just like, dang, I can do this?
Not necessarily. I've always been in music in some way, shape, or form. You know, when I was in high school, I played in like orchestra and did all that. Like I grew up classically trained playing music.
Yeah.
So that's always been cool to me. But, you know, rap has always been a part of my adolescence as well. So, you know, I think just any black kid that was listening to any type of hip hop always was, you know, freestyling or, you know, writing bars or whatever the case may be, trying to make beats. And I did that. And then, you know, I graduated and I don't know. I really wasn't focused on music for a little bit. I had a little job or whatever. And ended up having a whole bunch of free time when I like moved out of my parents' crib. And I was like, man, maybe I should try my hand in music. Like, it was cool. Like, it's something that's always stuck with me. And, you know, one thing led to another. I bought, you know, a computer, started making beats, bought a microphone, and then it just kind of like took off from there. I did my first show and I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I want to do for sure. I think it's always been, you know, a childhood dream to be a rapper. But once I did my first show, that was kind of like,
first show was exhilarating.
Yeah,
type of experience.
That was a thing that it filled a void that I didn't know was there.
Word. That's dope, bro. And back to that orchestra, I saw that you actually play violin.
Yeah,
that's fucking insane, dude. Like, that's one of the hardest instruments to learn.
I tried to play violin. It is tough and frustrating.
Yeah, that's my first instrument. I play violin. I mean, I'm not like as crispy as I used to be, but I pretty much can pick up most instruments and like figure it out. You know, I got
just off the basis of knowing violin. You know, like
violin, drums, piano, guitar.
Just musically inclined.
If you learn violin and piano, man, like there's like not an instrument that you won't be able to pick up and be able to grasp. Like,
right.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
because those are two of the hardest instruments to learn. So the fact that you learn those, didn't you learn them at a young age?
I was like in 6th grade when I learned how to play violin.
Was that like from schooling?
Yeah. It was crazy. We had this thing where they would make you do like all these electives, but like it was kind of like a speed challenge thing. So, you know, you'd go in, and my dad's a painter. So
that's fucking dope. That's
cool.
Yeah. Dad's a painter. And my whole childhood, like I was drawing and learning how to like animate things like that. So everyone thought when I went into middle school, oh, Rob, he's gonna be, you know, painting like his dad. Duh. Like, it was pretty much a foregone thought. And, you know, I did the little art extracurricular thing that they had there, and it was cool. Like, I was good at it. But then, you know, I walked in the little orchestra room one day, and like my instructor like looked at my hands, and she's like, "You should be playing violin."
Wow.
And I took to it naturally.
Off the basis of your hands?
Just like calluses and like...
just like because like my hands are just like, she's like, yeah, you're musically inclined. You should be playing a musical instrument.
What qualifies your hands to
because they're long and like nimble, so like you can go down like the violin
even when
neck
you're playing guitar,
easy.
like your fingers.
And piano is all about knowing where your fingers are
and
at.
making the bubble and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
damn,
that's crazy.
That is fucking nuts.
Yeah, super nuts.
Well, let's start from the beginning. You're from Hawaii, right? I watched your Freshen Up podcast.
Yeah, shout out Freshen Up.
Yeah, shout out Freshen Up.
You're from Hawaii, and then you moved to Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a transplant. I've been here since I was...
Nah, you a Tampanian.
Yeah, for the most part.
You rep Tampa.
Yeah. But, you know, I got here when I was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And been here ever since.
What made you stay in Tampa with the music scene compared to like trying to like do what a lot of people do and go to LA, go to Atlanta, go to Chicago, where shit's actually like
it's one of those things of, all right, cool. I can either be a small fish in a small pond, or I can be a small fish in a big pond, or I can be a small fish in the ocean. Like, let me just be a small fish here. Let me figure it out here. And there's nothing wrong with going to California or New York or anything of that nature. There's really nothing wrong with it. You can go out there and there's a lot of connections. Those are where the connections are being made, to be honest. But at the same time, for me, I've always been a slow and steady wins the race kind of mindset. And every single time that I thought like, it's time for me to move, something that's happened that has shown me it's a good idea for me to not move, whether it just be career motivations, crazy networking that has happened, my health, all types of things, even getting into Rolling Loud, which I'm sure is
huge.
Yeah, massive.
Always comes up in conversations.
You already know we're gonna talk about that.
But if I had decided to have left and gone someplace at one of these times in my career where I thought it was the best thing to do, it really could have nicked some of the relationships that I've cultivated here, which has provided me different avenues, whether it be Rolling Loud or other festivals I've done or other shows I've done or collaborations and things of that nature. So I'm fine here.
Hell yeah, man. Tampa's a vibe.
Yeah, when it's time to go, it's going to be time to go. It's going to be obvious, like, all right.
When you get too big, you should leave. That's my suggestion.
Hey, yo, Jay-Z, if you're watching and you need a Tampa artist for the halftime show,
Gats right here.
Right here, bro.
Did you hear Jay-Z's comments?
I did hear Jay-Z's comments.
How do you feel about that?
I know a little too much. I can't talk about that.
That's what I like to hear. Hey, yes, sir.
Good answer.
I guess a PC answer would just be, it's Tampa. Tampa isn't a market that's seen like a Miami and Atlanta, Chicago, New York, LA. It's not one of those markets. So, for Jay-Z or somebody of Jay-Z's caliber to say that, it's kind of on brand. We can go deeper into that, but I'm not going to go deeper.
Oh, I understand.
I mean, Famous Kid Burke is signed to Rock Nation, so he could. I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
He's like a joint deal with them, so I mean, I figured he might have some
might
kind of
know
basis,
him,
but we don't have to dabble into that.
Yeah.
But back to the Rolling Loud, man.
Shout out to Brick.
Yeah, shout out to Brick.
Shout out Brick.
Yeah, he good people. He hustle hard.
Yeah. Brick is by far the hardest working person that I know. In our scene, he's
Word.
always working, and we've had minimal interactions, so it's taken a while before, for me to actually have any type of read on him. But all of our one day I realized, all of our interactions is me coming to the studio and he's leaving the studio, or I'm leaving the studio and he's coming to the studio. God. So it's like. Yeah,
y'all have studio times lined up right next to each other. That's crazy as fuck.
Do you record at Grand Bay?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Shout out to Lex.
Man, they're killing it over there.
That's the guy.
They really are, bro. I was just in that studio less than 3 days ago, man, with Stony Hoop.
Word.
And that shit, I was blown away with the speaker setup, just everything he has in there. I was like, because I've been in professional studios, but that shit was loud as fuck.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah, bro.
For real.
It's crazy as fuck. But yeah, back to that Rolling Loud, man. How did that happen? How did you link up with, do you know Tariq or?
I mean, that's a long story.
We got
a lot of people feel that, well, I don't necessarily know what a lot of people feel. But a lot of the comments that I get over, Instagram, DMs or whatever the case may be, people were like, hey, how much did you pay to get on there? Or who do you know? Or whatever the case may be. And it's
not like that.
You've been there since the first Rolling Loud.
You're going to be in Rolling Loud, New York, right?
Yeah, and Bay Area.
And Bay Area.
Congratulations,
wow,
bro.
That's
thank
huge,
you. But been there from beforehand, you know,
Word.
from way back. 2012, I met Tariq. That was the
So when you started rapping, you met Tariq the same year?
yeah, basically.
Holy shit.
Tariq started Rolling
What
Loud
the-
like 2012, 2013, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
That it came at 2015. So
So you were before that.
that was way before that. So what people have to understand is that, going back to what I was saying about, you know, planting your seeds, you can plant your seeds, and, you know, I could have been here and been a small fish, small pond, or I could have went someplace else.
Yeah.
But it would have made no sense because I planted so many seeds here. Staying here, I've been able to see those like grow to fruition. So the very first show that I did a show back in 2011. That was the first thing that I ever did. It was kind of like a test run, whatever, blah blah blah. And it was September 2011. I remember it. It was an Afton show where you gotta like buy your tickets and then like try to resell those tickets and everything. It was garbage. Didn't know any better or whatever. And I did that. Had like 15 people showed up. It was cool, whatever. And at the end of the year, I was like, you know what? This is going to be the thing that we do. So starting January 1st, 2012, I'm just going to go all in and try to make this happen. So went to work. I was in a group called West Egg. We dropped a project at like the top of the year. We did a video with Pablo Vasquez.
Okay, yeah. So he's Big
yeah.
Baby Scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to them, man.
Shout
yeah,
out
shout out to them. So we go back. We did a video back then. Got some buzz behind that. Started doing more shows. Still Afton shows, nothing special. And then Mateo, Prince Golden from Samurai Shotgun, put me on in the group on like one of our first non-Afton shows. And we had some work, but we kept at it, kept getting on shows. A dude named Ricky follows me on Twitter. Fuck Ricky B. That's his handle. Shout out to Ricky. And he's like, hey man, I saw the video that you did with Pablo. You guys are cool. Da 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 da. You know, you want to do some other shows, this, that, and the third. And I was like, yeah, sure. So he put me on a show. It was myself. I think Jai was on the show, or slated to be on the show. Scott A, who was super popping at the time. Shout out to Scott. It's my dog. We did a show. We opened up for Will Brennan, and that was a dope ENT show. And that was the first time I met Tariq.
Yeah, because he was running Dope ENT.
Correct.
He pretty much.
That's what
he's
Dope,
done everything.
Yeah,
pretty
Dope
much.
turned
Like,
into Rolling Loud and all that.
So that was the first show. We kicked it off. It was cool. And Ricky was basically the handler. He would hit me up and was like, "Oh, we got this show. We think you fit for the show. This, that, and the third." I would help sell tickets. I would help promote. I would do whatever, and then we would be able to promote, open. And it became one of those things. Was like, well, if I make sure these shows go as well as possible, there's chances I can network with the artists. There's people are coming out to see me. It's going to help grow my name. Blah 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 blah. So 2012 rolls into 2013. We were doing this. Did a whole slew of shows. Which led into kind of like a really big moment for me. Was I ended up getting in touch with Wilson because I needed a manager.
yeah. At what point did you think, and why did you need a manager?
Well, I had a manager. This dude named Adam. Shout out to Adam.
Was it a friend or?
Well, he found us well, we found him on Twitter, and he was managing for a little bit, but he lived over in Colorado. And he think that I needed more artist development. So he kind of got us where we needed to go. And then he was like, somebody else needs to take over. And it just got to one of those points where, like I'm really shy and I'm really quiet.
Yeah.
So like the networking thing, I was just always bad at. Like I didn't get good at that until like last 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. Cause it was just like, I was just always
kept
quiet.
to yourself.
I just kept to myself. Like I'm not one of those people who, create a personality in order to attract people.
Facts.
I just like to rap. Like, let me like.
That's real shit, man.
You know,
Not into the clout
yeah.
games on Instagram.
None of
any
that does anything for me. You know, I just like to rap and spread, you know,
Positivity.
yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, I guess I would say spread positivity. It was more awareness, you know, I wanted to talk about certain things, but like even more so now, it's really just spreading positivity, you know. But we ended up doing a show, opening up for ASAP Ferg.
Ooh,
huge.
Over at State Theater.
Big as fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, this is at the time when Shaba was out and everything.
Because I know
And
you fuck with
That
SGP
must
and
have
them
been
too.
turn.
Yeah. We got like 200 or something like people in the door, off of like what we were selling, Wilson
Yeah.
and me, ticket wise or whatever. So that was like crazy. And I remember I gave Tarek like a bottle of I think it was like Hennessy Black, and I was like, "Yo, just thank you for the opportunity." And he was like, "You the dog, man. You the dog forever, dog." Like it was just,
But just love off it.
yeah. It was always love. So fast forward, more shows later, Rolling Loud comes to be, and I did the first one, over in Wynwood. There was like 8,000 capacity, 8,000, 9,000 or so. Schoolboy Q was the headliner. We did that. I got billed for the Rolling Loud the year after as well, and then the third year, between year 2 and year 3, a lot of things happened. Between I was burnt out. Ended up getting super sick. I went on chemo, and I had to sit that year out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was there. I was at year 3. I watched the whole thing, and I remember just I was like, damn, like and it grew so exponentially much between year 2 and year 3.
While
I
you
was
were
at
sick.
I was at Rolling Loud 2017, and that was the one at Biscayne Park or whatever.
Yeah, that was Kendrick.
That was the biggest one. Kendrick,
X.
X was there. I remember watching X, that performance, legendary. It was huge. That was like the biggest one. I
And you were sick at the time, so that probably made you feel even more sick because you're like,
yeah, it was
like,
it was tough.
I should be
Yeah.
fucking up there. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're watching these other people
These-
perform, and
you said you were going through chemo.
Yeah,
So do you have like cancer or
I have sickle cell.
you have sickle
Yeah,
cell? Can
so-
you explain to me what that is?
Basically,
I'm not a doctor.
No, it's cool. The simplest thing that I could use to explain it is that my red blood cells don't carry enough oxygen, so it causes lots of pain. Most people don't make it to like 20.
Really?
Jeez,
Yeah, a lot of people die.
And how old are you now?
30.
Congratulations,
you
man.
made it.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
are you complete through the chemo? Did that completely? Like,
Oh no, that almost killed me.
the chemo almost killed you.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Then why'd they put you on chemo?
Well, long story short, they thought that it was going to help reverse some of the damage, but it just accelerated it. Yeah,
Fuck, bro. Fuck.
Were you pissed about that? Like,
you don't really have time to be pissed.
It is what
really?
it is.
It is what it
You're
is. It's just
going
like,
through it.
it's like, man, like I'm still here, so you know what, whatever.
Still breathing,
Wow.
man. God is good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
God,
yeah. So they went from like 8,000 to like 20,000 to like 40 something. It grew so crazy. So sitting out was it definitely sucked. But it's cool because like a lot of the numbers that I had dwindled. A lot of like eyes like moved away from me, and I was able to just kind of like focus on my health and restart. Like I got an actual restart on my career, but at the same time, I had such a sturdy foundation that when I came back to making music, I still had a lot of connections. I still had all the networking. Like the guys still know me. I'm still Tyke Wilson. That's my best friend. Like all these things are still in play. It was just like,
It was
well,
on pause.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was on
just
pause.
now so Tariq and them were informed. Like you obviously probably reached out to him and were like, "Hey, man."
oh, well, I mean, yeah,
So he knew like what was up while you.
yeah,
While
they,
he could,
yeah, they all knew. They all knew.
All right, but yeah, I was about to say that's good that you kept like in touch with them and kept them informed.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a platform and a half right there, bro.
Yeah. So, shout out to Tarek and Mac. They've done wonders for me.
Yeah.
And Wilson, that's my dog to death. So.
Mhm.
Yeah. I took my time away from everything and just kind of got my shit together. And I remember, I think it was like a Currency show. I ran into because I remember telling Wilson, I was like, "Yo, my plan is to come back to do like Rolling Loud 4. Like that's my thing. That's it. I'm gonna make music for it. I'm gonna like that is the goal." And he was like, "Your goal should be your health." And I was like, I understand.
That's
but
a good
like,
answer.
By making this goal, I'm knocking out 2 goals at once. Like I can't do it if I'm not healthy. So like that's a given. Like
That's true.
and he was like, "All right." And I remember running into Tarek at the Currency show, and he was like, "Hey dog, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm straight." And he was like, "You didn't look too hot last time I saw you." And I didn't. I look like shit. I ran into, we went to his, where, like, this little meeting area that he was at in Miami. And I was like 92 pounds at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
It was
bro.
rough.
You're like
Jeez.
6 feet
I'm
tall.
6'1".
6'1".
I'm like $130 right now.
Should not be 92 pounds. That's
No.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's just
Fuck
sick.
chemo. He's
Fuck,
like,
fuck chemo.
Fuck chemo.
eh.
They
So
put you on a bunch of pills when you were doing that shit?
Yeah.
And that shit made you probably exhausted, fucking...
Yeah. That shit was whack. But he's like, "You look a lot better, man. You sure you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "Nah, are you good?" And I was like, "I think so. I'm pretty sure I'm good for what you're thinking." So then, like, yeah, a few months later, I was like, I got a little email. I was like, "Yeah, come on down." So
Hey, at least he was concerned about your health before, like, putting
he's
you onto the
homie.
fucking...
It sounds like he's the homie more than just like.
yeah,
trying to-
everybody tends to be concerned about my health, which is cool, which I do appreciate. I mean, everybody who does know is pretty, considerate about it. So
sickle cell, is that something that's genetically acquired? Or
Yeah.
So you were born with it?
Yeah.
Or oh shit, and you didn't find out until you were like...
older, yeah, it was misdiagnosed.
Oh shit, what did they originally
Yeah,
do?
what did they think it
Asthma.
was? Wow. From asthma to
The
sickle cell?
fuck?
Holy shit.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah,
Bruh. That's fucking out of pocket.
Wow.
yeah, man.
Did you file a lawsuit against some doctors and just...
Not even
Nah,
worth it, man.
no revenge?
He's just
It's
past
not worth
that.
it, yeah.
Seems like you're just past that.
I am
point.
past that, man. Like, it's cool, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I get to rap for people. People
Cool
pay me-
fucking job,
It's a blessing.
Yeah, people pay me money to rap. Like that's
It's fucking gnarly, bro.
yeah. It could be things could be a lot worse.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, man. Like, the first time I met you was probably, I think, 2015, 2014, like I said before, when, like, my boy Gary Bless was opening for you, and I was, like, his personal photographer. Shout out Heartbreak Fever.
Yeah,
And
I was on a tear in 2015.
facts.
Like,
The
yeah.
Crowbar would have you
Yeah.
in that bitch, like, almost every weekend, it seemed, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like, when people ask me stuff, and I'm just like, man, like it just shows like you're new here, because like 2014, 2015 was like me.
Wow.
Like I don't. I think that a lot of Tampa artists, whether it was Vinny and Sammy, it's the White Kids, or Scott, or Hometown, or Kid Brick, and like on our side of hip hop, we've all had these like pockets of time where it was just like you can't turn around without
Seeing you guys.
yeah. In 2015, like after I came out with Starship, like that was my run. Like that was me.
You
And
were
then
the opening act. Like,
I was the guy.
Did
Yeah.
you just perform at Vibes at the Bay last week? How was that?
Yeah, that went real dope. I had like a real crazy backdrop. Shout out to Feedback, setting that up.
like a light show?
Yeah,
type
it was
shit?
wild.
That's fucking dope,
That was
bro.
crazy.
What?
Wild, yo. It was super crazy. And then my homeboy Chris from Rising Down, accompanied me. He was playing guitar during the set.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
saw
that
too.
online. I was
That's
like,
dope.
hell yeah, he's actually using live instruments. Like, bro,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the best way to achieve like a genuine sound that fucking just flows so nicely. Like,
Yeah.
touches your ear, and you're like, oh,
We like to do that. I actually did a full set with Rising Down for Gasparilla Music Fest earlier this year. We played down at the amphitheater. We headlined the amphitheater
Heard.
for that night, and that was crazy. But depending on different shows, it's always nice to have at least one live instrument.
maybe just the drums or.
Piano or something.
Yeah, something just to set things.
Have you ever thought about playing piano for one of your own tracks and rapping it during a show?
No, too much work. The logistics behind that is
Deep.
very deep. And I like to be energetic, so being energetic sitting down
It's
is
difficult.
doesn't
Yeah,
work
I
out.
hear you.
yeah, just like me, like what's the matter? Well, I'm going ham with nah, not for me.
Can you sing while playing instruments?
Yeah.
Because that's difficult, man. Like I tried to play guitar for a little bit, and then trying to sing on top of that, I was like, how do motherfuckers do this shit? Like,
Multitasking, bro.
it's a talent.
I can, but like I'd rather not. I used to be in a band. That was like the dark ages between like graduating high school and then deciding that I wanted to be a rapper. Like I was in a band.
What genre of band?
It was like alternative.
Okay, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
Who are some of your musical influences, you think?
Oh man, that's tough.
Broad spectrum.
It's a very broad spectrum. I mean, I have like a Radiohead tattoo.
Oh, wow.
So like that's
From that to...
like that's like one,
Let's just stick with just hip-hop.
Just hip hop?
Yeah, that's easier.
All right. Okay. Obviously I'm a Kanye fan.
Yo, I could hear that in your new album, bro. There's one bar where you come in and I'm like, oh damn, he just killed that Kanye sound real quick, like
Definitely
on your own
Kanye
shit. I was like,
influence.
that's hard as fuck.
Definitely a Kanye fan. Definitely grew up listening to a lot of Lupe.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to a ton of Dipset growing up. Outkast.
Hell yeah.
I'm very much like Midwest has a lot of big influences for me. Black Milk, Freddie Gibbs.
Wow, Freddie Gibbs, man. People just now falling onto Freddie Gibbs, and that man
that's
has
a
been
little-
doing it
for
forever, bro.
Hot minute. What else I'm listening to? Because it always changes. I'm always trying to find things to dig deep into. Listen to a lot of Cousin Stiz over the last few years. I definitely rock with Stiz. But yeah, man, I listen to a little bit of everything.
You ever heard of Chewy?
Have not.
Chewy, Chuuwee. Shout out to Chewy. I want that interview. But this man's on some lyrical conscious content. Like
He's in Cali.
He's in Sacramento, but nobody know who he is. He has a J. Cole feature from like fucking 09 or some shit. Like way back in the day. It's called Bum B for President. Since then, no features with anybody like that. He was like, fuck it, not paying for features anymore, just doing this shit myself. Music is fucking great though.
Yeah, features are expensive.
Yeah, bro, and beats. Woo.
Beats can get kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, bro.
Beats
Like
can get really
Metro
ridiculous.
is like what, 20 bands? Like
Probably more than that, bro.
Yeah, I slept. I had a moment. Well, I was just broke, so I didn't really sleep. But yeah, there was a moment where I could have had a Metro beat for like 3 stacks.
Oh.
And I was literally broke because it was like hospital bills and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure that fucking.
And I was just like,
Oh, that Metro beat.
yeah. And then he skyrocketed from there. So yeah.
Right after, bro, you could have sat on that beat for until now, like type shit.
Yeah, that's really the game though. Like, if you can be smart and like find little things where you can invest in, and like, yo, I got this beat here, I got this beat there, blah 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 blah, whatever. It's like, I'm sitting on a Chase the Money collaboration right now.
Fuck yeah! Is that from when he came down to do the
Beats by
Icy
Tampa.
Twat?
Beats
Yeah.
by Tampa.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Tampa Beats.
Tampa Beat.
Yeah, Tampa Beat. That
Yeah.
shit was popping. Apparently, I was supposed to go, but I was sick, so I didn't pull up.
Yeah, I mean, I could drop that shit today, but why?
Nah,
You should.
No.
So I can hear it.
don't fall into that peer pressure.
Yeah, because I've done that before. Like, I had a like dope. If I would have known the future, like I could have held on to dope for like a year
And then dropped it, and that shit would have been
Huge.
Yeah, bro. I feel you. And that kind of coincides with. I've heard you talk about the 10,000 hours, and that really intrigued me because not a lot of fucking people know what that is. It's like if you put 10,000 hours of your time and energy
That's how you
into
master
one
something.
craft, that is how you become a master of your craft.
It's a rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb for all you dumb fucks out there that think it's going to happen overnight. But no, take your time, invest your time into that shit,
Especially in music.
and spend the 10,000 hours. And you can definitely see that in your music. It reflects, man. Like your new tape, Too Close to Rob. It took me a second to realize your real name was Rob. Like I just thought that was your alias or something. So I was like, Too Close to Rob. And then after hearing a couple things online, I was like, oh, this motherfucker's name is actually Rob. Like,
Yeah.
so that made perfect sense. Like, I'm too close to myself. Like,
Yeah.
is that what that meant?
In a lot of different ways, yeah. Like that,
And you can't rob me type
you
shit.
can't rob me. Yeah, because it's just like, like I'm just like I'm positive about things, and then on top of things is like I'm also paranoid, so like don't get too close to me for real. It's like that's just weird. But yeah, man, we made that whole tape, Jordan and me, shout out to Jordan Patrick, made that tape on his couch chilling one day. Like literally
in one day you did the whole tape?
Everything but Antisocial, because Antisocial actually was made on another couch session where we made Nelly.
Oof, Nelly's fire, dude.
Thank you.
That's my shit.
We made Nelly, 2K Express, Antisocial, and one more song we made that same day, and then I came back and did another song, Posse. We ended up doing Posse like the next session or whatever. But yeah, we were just knocking them out. Like I'll have like an idea for something, I'll just come up with like a bar, and he'll be like, yeah, rap that shit. And I'll like start rapping, and then he'll just literally start making the beat, and then I'll just keep writing.
Oh, that's a very efficient way to get it done too.
Yeah.
Like rap first and have the beat built around the rap.
Yeah. Like that's how
a lot of artists do it.
Yeah, we made Nelly that way, and when I came down like to his crib, it was literally just a joke at that point, but like I just had the hook, and then up until I'll admit it, yeah, I'll be that figure. That was like all I had.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, well, let's make this into a song. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm broke. I don't want to talk about it unless we talk in digits. And then literally just wrote the rest of the song.
That's fucking fire. Hard, bro.
Yeah.
Are you still an independent artist? You talk about it a lot in your music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now I have a distribution deal with Symphonic, but it's a partnership. I ended up signing with them for distribution, and then I created my own label. So I own all of my publishing.
That's
hell yeah.
That's important.
You're smart to this shit.
You're publishing and your
masters.
Your masters. Yeah, you want all your pretty much creative control.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you fucking want in this industry,
hey,
man.
Young rappers, listen to that.
Yeah, this is fucking great quality content for these motherfuckers to feed off of. Man,
yeah.
A lot of people don't know.
And
they sign their life away without even knowing it.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with particularly like if a label came to me today and was like, yo, we're gonna give you X amount of dollars, I'm gonna listen to the deal. I'm probably gonna want to take it, but that's not necessarily a given that I will.
No.
Right now I have equity in my own things, and it's cool. I'm doing my best to stand on my own, and I would like to continue to do that and grow an empire that's just mine. I was in LA about a block away from where Nipsey got shot when he got shot.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah.
The day of?
The day of. I was literally like 5 minutes away. I did not go to the store.
You were on your way to the store?
Like I was there, and it was brought up like going over there, and then it happened. And then shout out to Vinny. I was at Vinny's house. Vinny went, and I decided not to. I didn't feel that I should be there, and it just sat with me. And I just kept thinking about things that I need to do in order to do what he was doing.
To be where Nipsey's at.
He really like reinvested in himself.
Yeah.
So I literally have just spent the year working on making that a reality. So if I never have a major deal, that's okay. I want to be my own man. I want to be my own empire, and I want to be able to have the things that I want.
You can sign yourself if you start your own label.
Are you thinking about signing other artists, maybe?
Nah, not at this time.
Too early.
Like if I wanted to sit here and mastermind things, I could, and I would be really good at that. But at the end of the day, I'm very much still an artist. I think I have a lot of things to say, I have a lot of things to do still, and I'm not going to inadvertently put the thumb on the pimple on somebody else's career because I'm focused on mine when I could just be focused on mine.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, like why drag somebody through that, or minimize somebody when I can just do my own thing. When it's time for me to hang up the jersey, I will.
Autograph that shit too. And
Sure.
send me a copy.
Me
I need
too.
a jersey, you know,
I need one also.
with 813 on the numbers on the
Gas
back and
with
shit, you know,
with the money sign.
or whatever area code you from Hawaii. Put that bitch on the back.
808.
808.
808/.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's my.
That goes fucking
808.
hard.
Yeah, that's the area code I'm from.
I low key wish that was Tampa's area code.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
813 is hard too.
It's hard, but 808, like, it's that subwoofer shit, son. What?
Yeah.
Fuck. But man, so how was Symphonic? Like, I've seen a lot about them, like, and it seems like it's a great distribution company.
Yeah.
How were they? How'd that come about? Did they approach you? Did you approach them?
Both ways. What ended up happening is, and you know, sometimes it all comes down to timing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was working on To Live and To Raw with Jordan. I was like, look, we need distribution, blah 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 blah, and like I did TuneCore for however many years, and TuneCore sucks.
That's how you get your music on like Apple Music, Spotify, or whatever.
So it's basically like you pay your way into a distribution label. You know,
what is it, like $10 or something?
No,
way more.
Way more.
Wow.
Way.
Just to get your music.
It used to be harder to get your music on Apple.
Yeah, I feel like it's not hard
right
anymore.
now.
It's not as hard.
No.
SoundCloud's dead. I mean,
not necessarily.
It's dying. I would say.
Not necessarily.
I still listen to a lot of shit on SoundCloud.
There's can't talk about it. But I had went and submitted for Symphonic, but I couldn't get in contact with anybody. I looked at the contract. I was like, I don't know if I like this. I'm gonna do DistroKid for now and just be whatever. So did DistroKid for a little bit. Started for getting back in the groove of things, performing a lot, and then like this year has been basically nothing but bigger performances.
Fuck yeah,
that's great.
So I ended up doing Hot Dog Party in July, and I ended up talking to Jorge, and he was like, "You had a really great set. Like we like we love the music. Let's talk." So ended up meeting with them, and you know, I gave them some of my concerns from when I had applied. They, you know, educated me on a lot of different things and what they wanted to do and what things meant, and then I was, you know, assuaged at that point. Like, oh, okay, well, you know, I read it as this way. It's coming out this way. That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, lawyers look at it obviously, right?
Yeah. So you know, I had everybody look at, you know, at everything, and you know, I was like, this is a good team, good thing, and it's been great.
Aren't they based out of Tampa?
Based out of Tampa.
That's fucking amazing. Beautiful. You love to see that shit, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, you know, got a few different projects slated for 2020 all throughout the year.
So nothing for the rest of this year? Maybe some...
Maybe a surprise drop here or there?
We'll see. Nothing is a surprise. Not at this point. It's too critical in the game. You know, dropping things by surprise. I am not Beyonce. But we'll see. You know, there's a lot of things going on next few months between Rolling Loud Bay Area. There's gonna be A3C, and then there's Rolling Loud New York. So once New York is done, we'll see what comes out.
Let's see what's happening.
We'll see.
Dope, bro.
We'll see what comes out. You know,
you working out here, man.
Absolutely working.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to work smarter, not harder.
Facts, bro. I was saying that shit last night when I was, or not last night, the other night when I was at Mixed by Lex.
Yeah.
I was like watching him work, and I'm like, this man makes, like, he's working smart. He's not working, like, he's working hard, but he's working way smarter than a lot of people who are mixing and mastering. And that shit blew my mind because I'm watching him record and then just record and then cut, like, immediately while it's happening. I'm like, because I've been trying to produce for the last, like, I just got a machine studio.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to produce for like the last 6 months, man. And that shit, the mixing and mastering,
the first like
hard,
9 months, you're just gonna suck at it.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm ass.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And then one day it clicks. I used to work with this band, and we had like this studio space inside of a storage unit off of I'm not gonna say where it was because did a lot of crazy shit over there. But we used to have the storage space unit, and it took me like 50 minutes to get to it from where I was staying at. And what I did, I basically told myself one day, like, if I'm going to do this music thing, then I have to be serious about it. So I took my computer and all of my producing equipment and everything like that, and drove it one day to the storage unit, set it up all there, and left it there. And I was like, if I want to produce something, if I want to make a beat, I want to record anything, I have to drive here to do it. I can't do it at my house. And then furthermore, like, it was going to force me to get up and go to do it. So it's like, I'd be at the crib and I'm think of something. I'll think of a melody. It's like, oh yeah, I should get that down. Shit. All right. Get dressed, go drive a fucking hour. And then like it really would like reinforce like trying to keep melodies in my head, trying to keep, drum patterns in my head. And then I would get there and produce and it would come out like ass. And I was like, wow, this sucks. But just having that thought process, I ended up spending less time driving there and just spending even more time over there. And it really like conditioned me. So it's just the same thing as somebody, yeah, you can have a home gym, but home gyms are for lazy people. Like go
when you walk in a gym, you're gonna force yourself to do it.
Exactly. I think
the
home gym is a sign of luxury.
Fucking,
I wish
you
I
ain't
had a
lying,
home
bro.
gym.
Sometimes, like the home gym in my studio, which is inside my apartment, is just like I'll think of a melody or I'll think of a fucking beat that I want to lay down or I'll hear something that inspires me. And I'll procrastinate because I'm at my crib. I'm too cozy,
That's what happens.
So that's why it makes a lot of sense to you. You're like, get the fuck out, get out and get it. Like,
yeah, over there, all there was is a fucking setup. That was it. That's it. There's nothing else to do. There's no internet over there. I can't browse Bleacher Report. I can't play video games. There's literally nothing to do but create in that space.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So do you think that social media, the way it's fucking like come to fruition in itself, like as big as it is now, like Twitter, Instagram, all that shit, do you think that has allowed you to get to where you are at, like networking wise?
I mean,
or
yeah, but no. Because it's a combination of everything. Like the universe works together. Everything has to be working together. So, yeah, there's been certain things that have happened that have worked because of social media, where people have seen me or whatever the case may be. Case in point, my identity being stolen in Perth, like that was a total social media just thing. Like that all just came from social media. But at the same time, me going up to Vibe and rapping in, Daytwan, shout out to Daytwan, rapping in the editor-in-chief's office didn't happen because of social media. It didn't happen because of me running into him.
Yeah.
Like that it's always going to be a combination at this point in the game. Like,
So you had your identity stolen?
Yeah, somebody was impersonating me in Australia.
How'd you find out? Because I'm very curious because I think my identity might have been stolen.
Well, I mean, they didn't steal like my identity.
Your credit card information.
It wasn't
my
anything
social.
Like
I think
it wasn't my social. It was just like my name.
I think my shit might be compromised, which
Everybody's
is not good.
TJ's got it, bro.
Everybody's is compromised at this point. But
fucking facts, bro.
Yeah, no. This jit out in Australia was telling people that his name was Gats, and that he was on Rolling Loud, and he was going to be on Rolling Loud Australia, and that he had like a producer set. And then, when people asked him for footage, he was like, oh, I got rained out. So what ended up happening is I got a message, I got a DM on Instagram the day after Rolling Loud, and I was like, hey, is your name Gats?
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
And I was like,
isn't that your handle?
Yeah.
That's my Instagram, sir.
That's literally my handle.
It's probably the first thing that bitch read. Like, come on.
Yeah, like you know what? I'm gonna see if there's any. Damn, I have so many mentions and I haven't even looked at. Holy shit.
That's good, brother.
That's a good thing,
that means
dude.
you focused on the right things and not the wrong things.
No, I have way too many messages. It's a mess in here. It's like legitimately a mess in here. I want to like scroll all the way back to May, but I don't think that's gonna happen because there's a lot that I haven't read in here. Anyways, yeah, what happened was somebody was like, yeah, did you perform? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you didn't get rained out? And I was like, no, I performed like early, you know, like I'm not the opener, but I'm like second hour, you know.
So is this cat selling tickets under your name?
How did you handle that?
So
I feel like there's more coming.
Yeah.
there's more coming. So he was like, hold on, mate. And I was like,
Mate.
I was like, okay,
What's up, mate?
Whatever. And then I look and I was like, he's from Australia. What? And it was like, at the time, it was like, he was like talking to me at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was like 9 o'clock over there or whatever. So I get another message. It's like, hey, are you Gats? I was like, yes. Stop asking me this. Like, it's like, okay, so there is this kid who's also named Gats, and he's been saying that he's you and that he was performing Rolling Loud, but you performed at Rolling Loud. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, hold on. I was like, okay. I get a link, follow the link, and it's just like this big long essay on Facebook. And this girl is like going in on this guy who's apparently been lying for like the last 18 months or something like that.
It's been that long?
Yeah. It's been a hot minute.
So like 2 Rolling Loud sessions worth.
Basically.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. Some just, yeah. Because, you know, this was this year and I did last year as well. So, and then like there's this big photo of me and basically this kid was just like finessing people from like rides, money, drugs, whatever.
For 18 months?
At least.
What?
Yeah.
That's a good way to catch a case.
Scammers.
Did he scam like any of your identity, or he was just going?
Yeah, nothing with like my actual identity.
He was just going.
Not like my.
He was impersonating
you.
you.
But he was impersonating me.
That's
yeah,
fucking whack. What the fuck?
That's weird, dude.
Yeah, but shout out to Perth, yo. I love all those kids out in Perth, man. Like they're cool as shit. Like I'm friends with like a ton of them.
So you've been out to Australia?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm trying to make it out
your
there.
way out there.
You will. Apparently, you will pretty soon, huh?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Base.
Any big plans coming up? Like Rolling Loud, obviously, is the
New
biggest.
music, new music.
Yeah, new
anything?
music. Anything? Any shout outs you want to give, man?
I mean, that's where we're at. 2 more Rolling Louds gonna be in Atlanta in between that, and then we might have some new music in November.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know, maybe. And that's about as far as I can go schedule wise.
I know. I understand.
Yeah.
Years 2020's coming.
Oh yeah, 2020 is gonna be wild though. I will tell you that. I'll tell you that. There's a lot. Shout out to Kenny Beats. Return my DMs, please. And that's really where I'm at with things.
Yeah, bro. It was a great time speaking with you,
I
man.
gotta ask you, Popeye's chicken sandwich? Or
Yo, I haven't
Chick-fil-A?
fucking had it yet.
Are
bro.
you serious?
Me neither.
No.
Neither of you guys.
And the thing is, I've been to like 2 of them bitches,
you
and
gotta
I
go get it right now. Where's the
ordered-
camera? Chick-fil-A. You're done.
Fuck you. No,
You're done.
I
Chick-fil-A. Popeye's got you.
I ordered Uber Eats last night, and I ordered Popeyes, and I don't have that bitch on the menu
gotta
yet.
go there, bro.
I was
you have to
blown.
go there.
You gotta go.
I don't even really like going to Chick-fil-A because they're homophobic. So
Yeah,
like,
that's
and
true.
they like give a lot of money.
Yeah, it's very Catholic-based values.
Yeah,
and to
they
the
can suck my whole
extreme.
dick.
Yeah. Facts.
Hell yeah.
But yo, any shout outs you want to give, man?
You know, shout out to the team.
The whole team.
The whole team. You know, Wilson, Blue Zone. Shout out to myself.
Yes, sir.
Shout out, Gat.
Shout out to myself. You know, shout out to Symphonic. Vibes of Bay was super dope. My motherfucking DJ Wally Clark, girl. Yeah.
Hey, well, we really appreciate you coming on today, man.
Appreciate
Absolutely,
it, man.
absolutely.
Drop City, episode 5.
Yep.
Gats 813.
Next up,
The money sign is how you spell it.
Yeah. GAT $. Don't forget the $.
don't forget it.
Don't ever fucking forget it. You understand?
We out. Peace.